Iran News Now. The significance of the coming Iranian presidential elections. President Ebrahim Raisi died last month in a helicopter crash in northwest Iran, and in approximately 2 weeks, Iran will have extraordinary presidential elections. The Council of Guardians, which is responsible for reviewing the credentials of candidates for president and parliament, has given their stamp of approval to 6, primarily conservative, names from a pool of 80. Past President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, Speaker of Parliament Ali Larijani, and reformist Vice President Eshaq Jahangiri are among the notable politicians forbidden from running by the council. Although the Council of Guardians' electoral manipulation has eliminated numerous credible presidential candidates, it has not completely nullified the significance of Iran's presidential election. Even while it's far from fair, the ballot does allow for some political rivalry, which means that many Iranian voters can find candidates who are almost as good as their favorite. Among the 6 candidates already on the ballot, 3 represent distinct factions within Iran's political spectrum and are thus likely to be strong contenders or even frontrunners. With decades of primarily executive political experience under his belt, including roles as Revolutionary Guards commander, police head, mayor of Tehran, and current Speaker of Parliament, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf is a pragmatic conservative politician. One can discern Saeed Jalali, an ideologically orthodox politician and present appointee to Iran's Supreme National Security Council, as a former key nuclear negotiator under Ahmadinejad. Jalali, a new face in public politics, doesn't have the executive political credentials of Ghalibaf, but he wins over conservative Iran's more radical, revolutionary conservatives. Last but not least, Masoud Pezeshkian has been a member of Iran's parliament and health minister during the reformist administration of Mohammad Khatami for many years. In the approaching election, Pezeshkian will confront a steep uphill battle in rallying his reformist roots due to his lack of charisma and public presence. 2 of the 3 leading presidential contenders will almost certainly face off in a runoff because no one has garnered the support of the general electorate. As his recent election as parliament speaker and support from mainstream conservative political groupings and non-ideological grassroots demonstrate, Ghalibaf appears to have the upper hand over his other 2 primary opponents. On the other hand, Jalali is a symbol of the conservative political extremes who are too radical for mainstream conservatives' liking. Also, Pezeshkian won't have a chance to defeat Ghalibaf in the election unless he can rally the Iranian electorate's reformist and secular factions. Many reformist and secular voters have become disillusioned with Iran's political and electoral systems in the past few years, so it is probable that they will not cast large ballots, even though numerous reformist political groups and politicians, including former reformist President Mohammad Khatami, have recently stated their support for Pezeshkian. Many residents are even less invested in the approaching elections because the Council of Guardians excluded important centrist and reformist politicians from the contest. Since intellectual and political differences are much more prominent than ethnic splits in Iranian national elections, it is unlikely that Pezeshkian's ethnic Azeri allegiance will lead to any substantial voter mobilization. This is mostly because, similar to the rest of Iran, Azeri-speaking provinces' ethnic and political divides do not reinforce one another, which means that ethnicity does not play as much of a political role in Iranian national elections there. Iranian presidential hopefuls address economy in first of 5 televised debates, English video from Al Jazeera.